Hello, it's Charles here. We are almost at Christmas time. What a joyful time this is. As you can see, I have my nativity set here behind me. Since I was a little child, the nativity set with Mary and Joseph and the Christ child and all the other characters has been central to my preparation at home for the coming of our Savior's birth. As a little child, I would touch them all and hold on to them like Mary. Ponder, what was she thinking? What was this like for her? And likewise, Joseph and the wise men who came from so far. This Advent season, I've been thinking about the shepherds here. I'll turn them to become part of our conversation. Not only did I have this set to play with every year, even now, but I had that story from Luke's Gospel, chapter 2, probably one of the first Bible passages that I heard and that I memorized. And tonight I'm thinking about when it comes to the shepherds. And there were shepherds out in their fields keeping watch of their flocks by night. And behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and they were sore afraid. I've heard that they were terrified 100 times, I'm sure. And I've heard all sorts of answers into why they were afraid, and they made sense to me, except for this year. I've had two words paired up together that I've never heard paired before. Luminous darkness. Comes from the Middle Ages and even earlier. Some of the great teachers would talk about this business of luminous darkness. To put together these two opposites, you would think you would get a blend, like, well, you get something gray then. But luminous is this great light that brings joy and happiness to us. And darkness is, well, just the opposite. But some of the great teachers of the past have put those two words together to describe a condition, a situation, a circumstance in our lives. When, on the one hand, we are experiencing God at a very deep, rich, wonderful level, a luminousness, and also a darkness, a sense of maybe fear like the shepherds, or abandonment, or just maybe lonely. Luminous darkness. Well, that's what was going on with the shepherds. On the one hand, the angel appears and good news, and wow, the whole ball game has changed for those guys. God is thinking about them, and could have been possibly better. And yet we also read that they were terribly afraid. These two things together. I think that happens to a lot of people at Christmas time. On the one hand, oh yes, our Savior, time with our family, presents, parties. There's a lot of luminousness going on. And there's also some darkness, there's sadness, there's loneliness, and we may think there's something wrong with us. That's what's happened to me in my cancer diagnosis. I thought I didn't have too long to live, but God had other plans for me, and I'm still around and I'm doing quite well. There's a luminousness about me. Life is really, really good. And I just recently published a book, Life is Even Better Than Good. But then I would see in the fall and winter, as the days get dark out, there'd be a sadness come upon me, almost like a loneliness. And I couldn't figure out what in the world was wrong with me until I heard those two words, luminous darkness. It gave me permission, even though life is really, really good, to acknowledge there's still some darkness. I could give you a lot of things about what I think is going on here with this luminous darkness, but that would take us hours. But maybe just let it suffice tonight that you will be holding these together when you experience this great joy of God's presence. There will also be this darkness of maybe loneliness or sadness, or like the shepherds, this fear. Nothing's wrong. In fact, I think that darkness is the doorway of your heart that says, come on in, God, I have room for you. I need you even more than ever. And that we live with this wonderful business called luminous darkness. Blessings this Christmas season. We're all just walking each other home.